this is Romina here with Justin.
Hi.
We are here today to watch a film named Angst or Fear. It was made 1983. It's 1 hour and 23 minutes. It's horror crime with 100% on Rotten Tomatoes and 7.1 from IMDb. So, what do you think, Justin?
I think it's Austrian. We're going to have to read for 1 hour and 23 minutes. So hopefully I can read fast enough and I can tell you all the things that I read about afterwards. This is a horror movie.
And I think I found it on Instagram or something and it just catch my eye. I was like, we have to watch this. And after that, we're going to come back and review it. Talk about if we like it or no, if it reminded us of any other film. Overall, even if it's good, even if it's shit, doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
But try to not be dogma, like open.
I always have an open mind when it comes to reviewing movies. I love film.
Okay.
So you're welcome, guys.
Subscribe, like, comment.
Comment for the algorithm, and we'll see you in the next video.
So now we're reviewing the film that we watched last night. We overslept on it. We wanted to record the thing immediately, but we needed a little time to digest the whole thing.
And we were hungry.
That's true. How would you like to start of it? Overall, let's start with this. Did you like it?
I did. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna recommend it to anyone to watch it?
To like an average moviegoer, I don't think I would. Because I think it was shot really, really well. The cinematography is great. The shots are really cool.
Right? The cinematography was amazing. For a horror thriller movie, I feel it was very unique. Like they did great job.
It's very brutal. I'd say more than a horror, it's more of a thriller or a psychological roller coaster of a movie. It feels like it's all in one shot, even though it's not, but it's all happens in the span of like one day.
Yeah.
This guy gets out of prison. He
has a plan.
The movie is based on him having a plan to go basically just murder.
Yeah.
Is his plan. We find out.
Technically, yeah. From the beginning, he tries to... if you guys watching this, by the way, spoiler alert, because we're going to put out everything that was from the movie. So if you still haven't watched it or you plan to watch it, so come back to this again later.
And so he was in prison for 10 years after committing a murder 10 years prior, but he just walked up to some old woman's house back then and shot her and was caught pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. And I suppose in Austria in the 1980s,
in the 80s,
you won't, for doing that, a cold-blooded killing like that, you just kind of get 10 years in prison and then they just let you go.
Reading some of the real events of how much different the film was to the reality, and apparently he got caught up before even the 10 years because he attempted to kill people. And then apparently because he had a good behavior, they let him go out of the prison for 10 days. And the moment that he did that, the part that we watch in the film, it was prior even to him release out of the prison fully. It was only a 3 days go out to look for work because you were a good guy and then come back again. And then when you have a job already set outside, and he couldn't even last 3 days.
He didn't last
an hour.
A minute. First thing he did was he saw these two girls in this diner and he imagined killing them.
Yeah.
And he was like, I have one goal.
I need to meet people. Where can I meet people?
Yeah. To kill them.
Yeah. And then after he goes to get this taxi, that was the part that I was a little confused of why he got scared. Because he's trying to get off his lace from his shoes so he kills a woman. And as soon as she turns back, panics and he run away. Why did he suddenly...
Yeah, because he didn't seem super concerned with getting caught throughout the movie. When she slammed on the brake to stop, I was behind them and think he would be able to kill this woman. Because that really is the only motivation throughout the movie.
I feel a very main theme of the film was how he was afraid when he was younger.
And I think it's a look at what makes a psychopath, the filmmaker's point of the movie.
Hurt people, kind of?
Yeah, because it does, at the beginning, it talks about his past a little bit, the narrator. Mm-hmm. The narrator is not him at the very beginning during the intro, and then it switches after you get kind of his backstory to his inner monologue as the movie progresses. And I think it talks a lot about how he was abused as a child, and his mother divorced his dad, and then he married this abusive stepdad, and
Even the mom made him to torture her, actually do
yeah,
something.
there was a lot of abuse in his life. But then it talks about how he was going through things and getting in trouble for things when he was young. Psychiatrists and people were evaluating him, and they didn't really know what to make of it. I think back then it was still this big stigma around mental illness, so people were like, oh well, he's mentally ill, but he knows what he's doing, so he's not a sociopath, he's just a psychopath. And they didn't really know the difference, maybe.
Yeah.
Back then, I'm not super sure on that, but it seemed like they were just really letting him, he did this, but he needs to be punished, and then he'll be fine.
Like, I don't know, like if he was in a good behavior in prison, maybe in a more controlled environment, he would behave better. Again, because of the fear, he would not do something.
His priority was killing women. They make that kind of clear at the very beginning. And you know, if you're in prison, there's no women around. He's clearly got a hang up on women. It's like when he entered that diner at the beginning, he didn't care about the guy. It was a guy reading the newspaper. Didn't even look twice at that guy. It was all about the girls.
The girls.
As he ate his just bare hand, raw knuckling that Ustel pile of mustard.
Yeah, very Austrian.
Yeah, so then that becomes not doable, right? There's too many people around, and because he still has some kind of strategy, I guess. He wants to kill them. Jumps out, runs, just full on sprints through the woods for a while, and then just comes across this pretty isolated house in the middle of the forest.
I go a little back in the beginning, how it started. From a filmmaker point of view, I really appreciate the way it was written, at least like on paper, because in the beginning it felt very experimental because we were only watching photos, low quality videos that it makes you feel like you're watching a documentary, maybe.
It does kind of, yeah.
Put you really in that position, and then like from now on you have to experience the next 1 hour and a half from this guy's point of view and how he sees the world, how he wants the world to be. I really appreciated that. And for the time that they made this, the whole camera movement of they put like this kind of like a dolly onto his body, that was walking around with him. Like we walked with him from his back and from his front, and we were seeing what he was seeing, or like how he experienced it.
Right.
He was a very good actor also, by the way. I would say,
like, a very convincing psychopath.
Even his face and everything, like the actual guy kind of similar as well, I feel.
Yeah, the kind of deadness in the face.
Yeah,
just kind of manic a little bit, you can kind of tell.
Uncanny Valley a little. So the whole thing starts after he finds this abandoned house, and then he check it first to make sure no one is home, and then he breaks into this house. He saw that
guy in the wheelchair is first of all paralyzed, but also has some kind of mental handicap where he sees this random guy come into his house and he calls him daddy. But apparently, we learn later that the dad has been dead. So this guy is obviously at the very least, confused. Yeah. Maybe like medicated.
The only male figure that he sees, immediately he's like, oh, daddy's back. Daddy's home.
Yeah.
And then we have the mom and the sister coming back home from like a shopping or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And our main character talks about how oh my god, I'm so lucky.
An abandoned house, like far away from anything. I get to just be alone with these like two women, mom and the daughter, and a handicapped like guy that can't fight me,
Yeah, they can't do anything.
That is the part I really appreciate about the film, or the casting guy, for the main actor to like how to act and how to put all these emotions out. Apparently he has a plan, but he's very all over the place. Like he's so overstimulated. I feel overwhelmed by all this. Like, oh, I have this like huge ass house to myself. I can do everything, that he doesn't even know where to start.
Yeah, he's so excited. He talks about that so many times. He says that a lot of times throughout the movie. He's like, I'm so excited.
This is all I wanted.
So he's completely scattered. He doesn't like, all of his movements are very like frantic and just very improvised. Like I said, the plan that he has. Intrusive thought. Yeah, all the intrusive thoughts win, for sure. He has no real plan. His only plan is that he wants
to kill the
kill
daughter.
and scare these people,
Yeah.
and wants to see it happen. Yeah, so he decides that he's going to take out the mom. He's going to tie up the girl.
Yeah.
He's kind of hiding out at first when they get home. But then he pounces on them basically. Ties up the daughter in this very frantic, weird way with
position,
duct tape against a doorknob, and he puts her leg up and he ties her hands, and she's in this really odd position. It just seemed very.
At a moment, I was like, "Oh, is he gonna like rape her right now?"
So I don't know. It seemed like it was very, very, very improvised. So he just wanted to subdue her however he could, almost to save her for later, because then the mother is still there, but the mother is older and can't really do much to defend herself. So she's just kind of watching this happen. She doesn't really react. And it takes him kind of a long time to wrap up the girl.
That's the very main thing of this film. I feel all the unnecessary action that usually in especially newer thriller horror films, editor or the director would cut out because we don't really need to see it. In this version, they kept all of it. We even see like the girl in the beginning, like when she park her car and then go back and like, oh, I forgot to put down the garage, and then she go back again. All of these we don't really need to see it, but it adds up to the
tension.
The tension. It's just you are there with them every second, even though this whole thing like happens in like what 24 hours, but it feels like very, very tense.
Yeah, it seems it puts you right into the day with them.
Yeah,
and you feel all the moments as if it was really happening, which is really, really interesting.
Usually you would get bored, but it didn't make me bored. Like I was like, okay.
Yeah, the suspense was really high. You're always wondering how he's gonna do this. What's
keep you on put up
the reaction gonna be?
Exactly.
Yeah, so he decides to attack the mom after he wraps up the daughter. So I was confused by this, if he was actually trying to kill her in that moment, because he does subdue her and she is seemingly unconscious, but her eyes are open. I don't know, it was really kind of strange. Yeah. And then after that, and they fight for a while, and he finally like gets the better of her or whatever, and he's talking to the daughter because the daughter like grabbed a knife, but then like he taped her mouth closed, but she's able to tell him, my mother needs medication, please give her medication. This kind of freaks him out because he's like, oh, she needs medication, I need to keep her alive so I can kill her, which is part of the true story. Yeah, that this is based on, is that this guy, he wants to be the one that controls her death. He doesn't want her to just die without him getting the satisfaction. So and the
whole point for him was to keep the mom alive, so while he like slaughtering the daughter, mom can watch, and then he wants to have an audience while he's doing these
murders. And that's like the worst thing that a parent can see is their kid being killed. So he wants the worst scenarios that you could think of to play out, and that really excites him.
But what was your confusion for the mom?
Right, that she was like, he subdued her, but he didn't. Did he tie her up? Yeah. Oh, he did. Yeah. Right, he did. Because he just kind of leaves her there because he was full on choking her.
But apparently, he did choke her in the real story. He kills the mom by choking her. But I think the medicine part that Potter brought up was, in my eye, that was her way to get out of this. So she was like, oh, maybe I got the pattern. He really is pissed off that my mom is dead, so maybe I can just be like, oh, she needs the medicine. And I don't even know why then he untied her, crawling him to the kitchen.
Well, into that was the most awkward and uncomfortable, moving one person to another place. He was so, like we said before, he was so frantic and so like scattered that he wasn't lifting her. He was like on the floor with her and like rubbing on her and dragging her. It was so not cinematic, but real. Cinematic. It was more real.
It was so real.
So it made me like really like, whoa, like this guy, he's so crazed that he's not even thinking about any of this. He's just doing it. Because then he wanted to get the medication, I guess, so he was dragging her to the kitchen to show me the medication, like where to go. And she finally gets to her feet because, I don't know, maybe she's been tied up this weird way. She can't really walk, but really struggling to fight him off. And then she finally gets to her feet and gets out of there as the mom is being force-fed these meds, but she's obviously dead already.
Dead, yeah. And then after, like, he throws the
wheelchair.
Because, I don't know, I think while he was gonna put the medication in her mouth, he puts her on the wheelchair of the brother.
Right. Then we skipped over that part,
Yeah.
actually, because the brother, he flips the brother over in the chair before he attacks the two girls. And then the brother, just kind of not really knowing what to
Yeah.
do, I guess, just kind of starts crawling away, crawls upstairs.
Yeah.
The daughter had started running a bath, and
he finds him in the bathroom. Why he even went to the bathroom?
But that's the point of the him, is that he was completely
out of this world.
Yeah. It seemed like he was either heavily medicated or just had such severe mental retardation that he didn't know what was going on around him. So he was just crawling.
Well, first he tries to like kill him with the shoelace in a very uncomfortable way. If you remember, like he was standing like this, holding this while he was there, like choking like that, and then he doesn't die. And
he's too big.
Yeah.
The guy is too big for him.
He just tries to like put his head into this bathtub that is filled with water and then just kill him and leave him there. And then after we get to the mom, which when he gets pissed, throws out the wheelchair. The wheelchair, and then she like hits to the
slams and gets plastered to the wall.
Yeah.
Like standing up, plastered to the wall, which was also pretty strange. I don't really understand that. Or how the physics of that would work. But it was, so the mom's clearly dead now. And the girl hides. She hides in this strange closet that has like a mirror on it. So it's not super obvious where she is. So then he's kind of searching for her pretty frantically. He's trying to light his way with matches. He can't see anything. And she eventually tries to make a break for it out the front door. She throws her body through the glass door and starts sprinting down this I guess like some kind of sewer area of their house, like underneath their home or
like
something.
kind of like maybe
because there was like a
storage even.
There was like a pond in their property, and then next to it was like some kind of drainage.
Yeah, it was a huge property.
Like it was
back to front. Like he had to drive at the end of the movie to like get from where the garage was to the door that he could put the bodies like in the car.
Yeah.
So he catches her under this underground,
this tunnel.
Yeah, this tunnel, and brutally did the first time in the film, because everything else before that is not very bloody.
Right.
It's really heavy on you to see all this violence happening. But then that is the moment that's like stabbing her like all over, and then when she's like on the ground, he starts stabbing her again like on the neck, and then like the vampire, he starts drinking that blood. What the dog? Fuck was wrong with the dog?
So there was
they
a
had
Dutch
to
hound.
stop the dog.
Throughout the whole movie, this dog, this very tiny wiener dog,
he doesn't do anything.
He can't really do
That's
anything.
why you should get a cat.
A cat also wouldn't do anything. We all agree. A cat would look at what's going on and be like, "Sorry, dude. Peace out. I'm out of here."
But at least he wouldn't go with the killer.
Yeah, the dog was very happy that just something was going on. This dog obviously lives a very boring life, and nothing exciting ever happens in this dog's life. And so this guy starts coming in and wrestling and beating up and drowning. And
at the same time, the dog was like...
The dog's tail is wagging, and the dog is excited. There's a ball in the tunnel.
Is this intentional, like, symbolism you're trying to do somewhere? Which I kind of felt maybe because he was remembering the childhood abuse.
Maybe. I thought more of it as like, this is how he plays. And the dog is there to witness the whole thing. Because like a dog doesn't really, it doesn't know what's going on. It can't process that his owners are in danger. I mean, this particular dog can't. These particular breeds of dog, if it was a German Shepherd or a pit bull,
Doberman,
something that was a little bit more protective and capable of protecting,
of doing something.
But this dog is pretty helpless.
Because even from the beginning, the dog just like, oh, I sense someone is in the house. It's not in the house, and then he's the one that goes and finds the killer.
Yeah, the dog
in a
sees
random
him.
room. He never barks at him or anything. Some reason.
Almost
which in the real story, apparently they had a cat and he kills the cat.
People was necessary for the
plot.
But the killing the because it's almost as if when he starts to feed the dog, it's almost like he cares for the dog. Yeah, in a way. It gets you a point like, is he doing this just to show these girls? Maybe like in my head, I was like, oh, maybe he goes to get the dog. So, girls be like, oh, a dog. And then they come, and then he be like, come to my car. I have a little
wiener
Because
dog.
at this point he could have like he's so crazed and so manic and really doesn't have a plan that he would probably just like if he had a knife or something he would just try
He
to
would
kill them
just
right
try
there
to, yeah.
because he just needs to kill them. He doesn't need to do. There's no
Anything
real
else.
ritual. He
Mhm.
just wants them to be scared. He wants people around to witness it,
He
to be
wants to
scared.
torture them also,
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how.
yeah.
There's no like real MO as far as
Oh, I'm
how he
gonna do
does it.
this and then that, and
He
like
strangles, he
there's no like
stabs.
pattern of what he does. He
Yeah,
just
right.
wants to see the pain.
So then police show up.
Hmm.
They roll into the parking lot and they're
They
kind
keep
of
asking
they're
like
very quiet.
registration.
At first they're very quiet though.
Yeah.
They're just kind of circling the car and he's just kind of looking around. I can't tell if he's nervous or if he's excited. But he's just feeding the dog and
Yeah.
he clearly notices the cops. And the people in the diner are just kind of standing there like, what the hell's going on? Like, this is really weird. And then they start asking for the registration. He's like, no, it's not my car. How can I show you the registration? I'm sorry.
I didn't like meant to do this because of the car crash that he did, all of this, but then they kind of like after all this circling, they got into back of the car and like open the car, open the truck.
And he's having this inner monologue of as they go to the back of the truck, he's like, "This is exciting. This is
pure orgasm for me right now."
Yeah, he loves it.
Oh, they're gonna see the art that I did.
They're gonna see it, and they're gonna be horrified, and
the,
that's what I love. Like that's
then
great.
they're gonna see what I can do or what I could have do to them, and then as soon as he even opens this up, like that was a little thing. No one was shocked. All the other people there, they were just like no extra reaction.
They're
They were
just
like
looking at it.
Yeah, like looking at like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That was it. And
he's standing there like breathing, but like just kind of looking like he's also pretty calm.
Because he also in his inner monologue, he then mentions something about the girls that like, oh, pity for them that they could like. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I couldn't do the same to these girls, and they wished like I could have. I don't know. Like I was like,
Yeah.
what? Yeah, they wish they could have been tortured by you, dude. Like,
There's no logic in his thought process. That's clear.
yeah.
But yeah. And then the movie just it pans up. Really, again, beautiful shots. Like
beautiful cinematography, amazing. Who was this guy? I don't know. I can't read his name.
We can't pronounce their
names. I will put his name here. You guys can maybe read it, but we don't know what's his name. But it was amazing because he also had, what do you call this, unorthodox shots. Like it was very like, oh, cranes of a lot of like high angles or like very
high angles and then panning down to follow and a lot of long shots.
A lot of long takes. And also people were kind of walking in an interesting way because then you could see like all of them kind of felt like diagonally like walking or in a circle way, you know, like every time that the camera was like moving from here, people were just like walking this way and that way.
And the camera was moving in such a way at times, especially when it was on him, the steady cam that was attached to him, it was moving around. So it was like on a swivel.
Like a gimbal that like if he was kind the gimbal and then the camera was just like stable itself by what he would do.
So the screen direction, like there was none.
There was no screen direction.
But to make you feel the chaos and the mania of what's happening. Because it's meant to put you in this guy's head and almost in like a non-judgmental
like you couldn't really be like, oh, I don't want him to kill these people. You were just gonna see like what's gonna happen.
We're just there to observe what he's doing. It was super
like you barely could judge him or want him to even get caught.
Because you're just kind of watching it and you're like, well, this is what's gonna happen. It made it super obvious, describing the whole beginning, his whole origin, the crime that he committed to go to prison originally when we meet him. Like he gets out of prison, he's immediately talking about, while he's still sitting in the prison, like shaving for the last time in the prison, he's talking about how I can't wait to get out of here. I'm gonna go fucking kill some people. Like it's gonna be great. And then so we know what he's gonna do the whole time. We're in his head.
We're just waiting to see like when and how
and and by the end you're just kind of like, okay, he did exactly what he said he was going to do. It's not a surprise.
You live as a sociopath, I guess, for like 1 hour and 23 minutes.
Which it's not a very long movie. It's actually
No,
pretty short,
yeah,
but because of the way it's shot and you see every detail of what he's doing. It follows him the moment he gets out to the moment he
he
gets
gets
caught.
in.
We see all of it. We see him when he gets into the house. We see him make his way to the house.
The whole turn that he does, like all around the corners of the house to make sure there's no one here. Like you're walking with him every inch of the house.
You're with him every single
Yeah.
moment. Yeah, completely from his perspective. You see him waiting in the house, hiding. You see him like tying up these people. It's taking a really long time. He's waiting a long time. He's walking a lot. He's running back and forth. He's loading these bodies, and you see every single moment, which is pretty unique thing. Like you said earlier, like usually people would cut out the unnecessary bits of that, but like the filmmakers clearly wanted you to see
sit with it,
the whole like the logistics of how something like this happens, because I feel like when you read something like this in the paper or like an article or whatever, you see it on the news, you're just kind of like, oh, this happened, oh my god, I can't even imagine how that happened. Like, you know what the police share about the evidence, the aftermath, right? But you never can really picture what actually happened. So but this kind of gives you an opportunity to see the like how brutal and how chaotic and how crazy it can be, and like the actual situation. And like, I mean, he drinks this woman's blood, vomits on her, has sex with her corpse. Like it's such a they spared no detail. I mean,
No.
you see the
You
whole
see
thing.
almost everything without seeing everything sometimes.
Yeah, we may or may not have seen his boner.
Yeah.
But well, that's the one thing we'll agree to disagree on is his erection.
Yeah. But beside that, you said, okay, we both agreed that the other acting, like the other actors weren't as good as the main guy, like the protagonist. But beside that part, anything else might have bothered you from the film? Like, I don't know, script wise, or was there any like hole in the story that you're like, oh, that's like doesn't make sense, or anything that beside whatever that we said, oh, it's kind of good about the film, you thought that, oh, it's very bad about the film, and I would put that in my letterbox and write like a review about it.
Very bad. I mean, no, I feel like with a movie like this, it's everything is so chaotic, and you can kind of explain away any weird thing. Like maybe at the very beginning, there's a when he's walking out of the prison, there's this kind of, it's being shot from below, right? So we're following them, and it's shooting up, following him and the guard, escorting him out. And the door to the prison closes, or one of the prison gates closes, and there's just a weird cut,
it's a little like,
because there's a guard closes the door, a different guard, and then kind of walks away, but then there's a cut and he's gone, and then just kind of like a weird pan
like
down,
yeah.
which doesn't seem very intentional because it doesn't look at anything.
That felt for me as well. I was like, was it something like in editing they just forgot about it and then they published the film and now they can't do anything about it?
There did seem like a couple of moments like that,
Yeah.
but that's the best example, I think. But it's like, yeah, you don't know. Was it intentional, or did they just say like, oh well,
No,
we don't have time.
Yeah,
to,
we don't have time
to
to
editing,
shoot
I
or
mean,
anything.
like whatever.
Let's just
But
put it
or
out there.
this is the shot. Like, I don't know. But yeah, as far as the acting and everything, it's, it was what it was. I do think that they were mostly potentially stunt people, which like this, because the stunts and like everything, it looked very real and authentic. So I feel like they did a good job as far as that stuff goes. The other logistical things about it, I didn't really have a problem with. The pacing is slow, because like we said, you're following this guy through his whole day, so it really depends on it's a very particular movie. I understand that it didn't do very well, like you were telling me, it didn't do very well when it came out, and then kind of developed a cult following later.
Yeah.
Because it's a very interesting story, but it's for a pretty particular audience.
Yeah, I did like a fast search right now just to see if it got any awards, specific awards when it came out. And apparently in the Berlin International Film Festival 1984, it got official selection. And Torino Film Festival featured in the Opera Prime first work section, and retrospectives continued recognition in film festival retrospective such as in Vienna and Torino. Despite the lack of major awards, Angst is highly regarded by the critics
for the director.
The
cannot pronounce it.
cinematography
And his cinematography,
and
the performance of the lead actor, which was
leaders.
great.
Yeah, he really did a good job.
Yeah, very convincing. I bought that he was actually that insane the whole time, for
With
sure.
modern horror retrospective praising its intense, influential style. I mean,
it achieved its goal.
And apparently it got banned in like many European countries on the release for its depiction of violence.
Well, and back in 1983, right, is when it came out. I guess it was that would be very violent. What we talked about before, when it being the only bloody scene is when he kills the girl, and it's very intense. I mean,
very bloody.
He
like
drinks the
harsh.
blood and he vomits. It's like very gruesome.
Makeup team did amazing job, because also I feel for the time, I feel it was very good of how like amount of blood, and then after when they are only corpses for like a couple of hours, the way they are all like white and blue and like the body looks like it was
quite realistic. So
one interesting thing, just so we know what kind of an era of the cinema we're talking about, 1983 best movies of it was Scarface, one of it, The King of Comedy, it's in 1982, and then I don't know the rest.
National Lampoon, so there were pretty big popular movies that were quite big at the time. Which I was gonna say, I mean, even movies back then were violent. Like Scarface is a pretty violent movie, but the ante is so high now with your baseline violence in movies. I mean, I feel like if you show this to someone
like I don't know, a Gen Z right now, they'd be like,
yeah, like they think that's what I mean by its particular audience. Like, you have to really love films, I think, and appreciate
and know that it was on the 80s. Don't expect like I don't know,
someone's gonna find it very slow.
Stranger Things, like kind of like going on. No, it's like has its own pace, has its own like style and everything. So you have to be very like patient with it and just going with it. But we both kind of like agree, like maybe 100% Rotten Tomatoes was a little too much, because that was the main thing for me, at least when I added this to my watch list. I was like, oh, 100% Rotten Tomatoes.
And a movie from 83 that still has that kind of rating, that's pretty interesting, at least.
Like, I would like to go maybe read more reviews and see like why 100%, because I feel we have a lot of other good films during that period of time that are not 100%.
Sure.
So cool, we know story was good, right? Directing was good, cinematography was good, acting of the main actor was good, but there are many other stuff out around this film that it's not perfect.
Yeah.
So how would you rate it from 10?
From 0 to 10? Like a 7.7.
Okay, I was gonna say I would rate it 8.5 from 10.
About an average of 8, I guess. 8.1 ish.
So
it was good. It was definitely a good movie.
Yeah.
But 100%.
100%, it's
Maybe not.
overrated.
Yeah, so it's a bit overrated, but I can see it was probably groundbreaking at the time, and people really,
And especially from Austrian cinema, I feel
you don't hear very much.
We don't see Austrian films like every day.
Yeah.
So it was very like a niche part of cinema. I feel at that moment they were like, oh, we're gonna make this and put it out.
Yeah.
which interesting.
Which good for them.
Yeah.
I mean, they really nailed it. They took a chance, absolutely, and it proved that it didn't do very well. So it proves that like they were pretty revolutionary and that it gained a following later. Which is always kind of cool. I love movies like that. There's plenty of movies that, you know, The Big Lebowski didn't do very good when it was released.
It's always like that. It's always like that.
So
wasn't it also Pulp Fiction, I guess? Like it didn't do that good, or Fight Club? One of these two, I feel like I saw somewhere that it didn't do good, and then 5 years after they were like, oh my god, it was a masterpiece. We didn't realize.
There's a lot of movies like that you wouldn't think didn't do very well in the cinema or whatever, but they're like amazing movies. And for whatever reason, like there's so many reasons that movies don't do well in the box office, you know, whether it's this weekend or that weekend or whatever, marketing, it's whatever budget they have for advertisement and stuff, streaming,
what production companies behind them, and like how much woke they might have in it.
Yeah. How woke it is. The woke meter.
Yeah. But overall, thank you everyone for being with us to review this film.
Let us know what you think in the comments.
Yes, please. And let us know also what other films for next time you would like us to review. Watch it and let you know and talk about it. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and
hit that like button.
Comment. Share this video with your cinephile friends. And yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Ciao.